For the second day of our transformations chapter, we're going to take a look at reflections. Just a quick reminder, reflection is really just a flip. It can be seen in a lot of different places. You can see reflections in the water, in mirrors, shiny surfaces. The biggest thing to remember is that when you do a reflection, the shape and size of the figure does not change, but it might be in the opposite direction. When you're doing a reflection in math, the original image that you're starting off with is called the image, and you're going to label that with letters like ABC. The new figure you're going to label with primes. So like if you started off with a polygon ABCD, when you move the figure, you're going to label it with primes, A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. So when you look at it, you know that A was the original and A prime is the new figure. Alright, so let's take a look at a line reflection quickly. Basically, when you're doing a reflection, you may see this little r for a symbol for reflection so that we don't have to write it out every time. So lowercase r means reflection, and then they'll tell you the line that they want you to flip it over. So basically what you want to do is take the original image, flip it over a line, and make sure that the size does not change and the figure does not change. So let's take a look at when you reflect over the x-axis and y-axis. If you reflect over the x-axis, basically you're going to take every point, like A, and you're going to move it to the x-axis and then move it the same distance away on the other side. Same thing with B. B is 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes away from the x-axis, so we'll move it to the other side 4 boxes. C is 2 boxes away, so we'll move it 2 boxes away down below. And notice that the original figure is ABC, so the new one is A prime, B prime, and C prime. Now, for reflections, I'm really not too into having you memorize rules because really you're just moving figures across lines. But if you're looking for a rule, when you take and you do a line reflection over the x-axis, the point xy becomes x negative y. So if it was the point negative 2, 1, it would become negative 2, negative 1. When you reflect over the y-axis, you're basically doing the same thing, but you're moving to the other side of the y-axis. So the point A is 2 units away from the y-axis. We move it to 2 units on the other side. With this one, the rule, you're going to take the point xy and move it to negative x, positive y. The next reflection that we're going to do, we're going to take and reflect over the line y equals x. The line y equals x, just to review, is the line that goes through 0, 0, and has a slope of 1. So we're going to start at 0, we're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So this line right here in red is the line y equals x. Now this one's a little bit harder to visualize. When you move something, let's take point B, when you're going to move that to the other side, you're going to travel along the diagonal of the box. So I'm going to go from B through the diagonal, hit the line. I only moved through the middle of one box, I'm going to move to the other side and I'll end up hitting B prime. Okay. With this one, it might be easier to memorize a rule. With the reflection over the line y equals x, you're going to take your point xy and you're just going to flip the coordinates. So xy becomes yx. If you look down here, point B was negative 3, negative 1, and when we reflected over the line y equals x, it became negative 1, negative 3. The last thing that we're going to take a look at for today is when you do a reflection over a point. And the point that you usually will be asked to reflect over is the origin. So we're going to take a look at the origin as our point of reflection. The origin is, again, the center of your graph. So if we take a look here, if we want to reflect point A over the origin, we're going to travel from point A to the origin. So in this case, I would go down 1 box and then to the right 4. Now from the origin, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go down 1 box and over 4, and then I get to A prime. Same thing for B. To go from B to the origin, I go down 3 boxes and to the right 2. So then I do the same thing. Go down 3 boxes to the right 2, and that's where B prime ends up. If you're looking, again, to memorize rules, the rule for this one is to take the x and y values and just switch the signs. So x becomes negative x, y becomes negative y. But again, I don't really want you to memorize the rules. I want you to physically be able to move the points to get the new coordinates. And then the other thing is that if they give you triangle ABC, or if they give you the image and they give you the pre-image and they want you to find the point that you're reflecting over. If you connect the points that match up, so connect A to A prime, B to B prime, and C to C prime, they're all going to go through one point, and that one point that they go through is the point of reflection. The other thing is that the point they want you to reflect over may not always be the origin, but you do the same thing. So, for example, if we wanted to reflect over the point 1, 1, I would go from A to the point 1, 1. So in this case, I just go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I go 5 units on the other side, and that would be my point A prime. So reflecting over the origin is what you'll normally see, but you can reflect over any point by doing the same thing. Move each point to the point you're flipping over, and then move it to the other side.